The year was 1993. Bill Clinton had just been elected president. Janet Reno was our first female attorney general. David Koresh had died in a fire, and everybody wanted a pair of Daisy Dukes. So grunge has exploded. It dominates the landscape. And yet, a band from Tempe, Arizona got a song in the top 40, and it went like this. Tell me, do you think it'd be alright if I could just crash here tonight? You can see I'm no shape for driving, and anyway I got no place to go. This was written by the guitarist of the band, of the Gin Blossoms, Doug Hopkins. And it was an apology song, like a try to get back together song with an ex-girlfriend of his, Kathy. Spoiler alert, did not work, even though he invoked the sacred drunk guy refrain, I gotta stay here because I am too drunk to drive home. Actually, Doug's drinking was one of the problems that Kathy had in the relationship. Tomorrow we can drive around this town, let the cops chase us around, the past is coming, something might be found to take its place. So I crashed a party because they were playing Hey Jealousy, and I've always liked it. And then the next song they played was Gangster's Paradise, and then the next song they played was Grooves in the Heart. And then I thought, oh no, when do those songs go together? And sure, I was at a 90s theme party, and I looked around and everybody was wearing a flannel and a beanie. And it's very strange to live through a time and then see it kind of like distilled down to its core elements. You know, looking back now, everybody knows the 50s was just leather jackets and poodle skirts. The 60s was just mini skirts and go-go boots. The 70s, it was just peace signs and bell bottoms. And the 80s is just brightly colored neon rubber bracelets and like a side ponytail. And the 90s is just flannel and beanies. That's all it was. Okay, so the next part goes, well, you can trust me not to think and not to sleep around. So the lyric was, you can trust me not to drink. But the lead singer was already tired of singing about drinking all the time, which is weird because his band was called the Gin Blossoms, which is the red cheeks that like a truly troubled drunk gets. So the real lyric is, so you can trust me not to drink and not to sleep around. And you could not trust Doug to do either of those things. Like that was actually the second part of why Kathy broke up with him. And if you don't expect too much from me, you might not be let down. I mean, is that not the slacker? The slackeriest, 90s thing you've ever heard? Like, well, hey babe, if you don't expect too much, you know, might go okay. You can almost hear like the oversized jorts and wraparound sunglasses being worn by the protagonist who sings that. 'Cause all I really want's to be with you, feeling like I matter too. If I hadn't blown the whole thing years ago, I might be here with you. The Gin Blossoms were not the first band to do like upbeat, fun song and like bummer lyrics. Like from the same period, you've got love me, say that you love me, leave me, say that you need me. I can't care about anything but you. Okay, and then you got, speaking of cardigans, maybe the inventor of the whole genre, Morrissey and the Smiths. Girlfriend in a coma, I know it's serious. Got a very low voice for a woman. Girlfriend in a coma, I know it's really serious. There were times when I could have murdered her, but you know I would hate anything to happen to her. No, I don't want to see her. Okay, so let's go back in time a little bit. So it's 1992, and the Gin Blossoms are putting together their demo tape, and Hey Jealousy is the lead song, and they make a recording, they start passing it around, and they get signed to A&M Records. And it's great. This is a great moment. Like everyone's dream is coming true. Like Doug has always wanted to like make it and be in a successful band. But Doug is actually not that well equipped to be in a successful band. Like it's high pressure, and he starts self-sabotaging, showing up late, showing up drunk. Apparently none of the guitar parts on the final album are his because nothing he recorded was any good. Pretty soon, A&M Records is like, hey, you gotta ditch the zero and get with some kind of a hero, or you guys don't have a record label. And the Gin Blossoms did what they thought they had to, what I think most bands would have done. Tomorrow we can drive around this town, let the cops chase us around, the past is coming, something might be found to take its place. Hey jealousy, hey jealousy, hey jealousy, hey jealousy. Okay, so by the time the album comes out and the hit, like the song starts picking up steam, Doug is back home in Phoenix. He's already formed a band, which is also broken up. He's hearing his song on the radio all the time. He gets a gold record in the mail. He hangs it up for 2 weeks before he smashes it. I think we've all known someone like this, you know, who is so talented and so funny, but also so sick that it does not matter. So tell me, do you think it'd be alright if I could just crash here tonight? You can see I'm no shape for driving, and anyway I've got no place to go. And you know it might not be that bad, you were the best I ever had. If I hadn't blown the whole thing years ago, might not be alone. Pete Best has been quoted as saying that getting kicked out of the Beatles was the greatest thing to ever happen to him, and it helped him have a normal life. Doug Hawkins did not feel that way. So Hey Jealousy peaks at 25 on the Billboard charts. It shares the charts with Whoomp, There It Is by the Tag Team, and Runaway Train by Soul Asylum. Then it's Halloween, and then it's Thanksgiving, and then for Christmas, Doug buys himself a gun. Tomorrow we can drive around this town, let the cops chase us around, the past has come as something might be found to take its place. So the next hit the Gin Blossoms have is also written by Doug, Found Out About You, which he wrote about an ex-girlfriend who I guess kicked him in the head at an REM show. He really was a charmer with the ladies. And so the album goes platinum, and that paired with Doug's death is why the second album is called Congratulations, I'm Sorry. The Gin Blossoms do have one hit that Doug did not write, Follow You Down, co-written by Marshall Crenshaw. It led the Empire Records soundtrack, but after that, that's it. They don't have any more hits. And you know, I'm not a doctor. Like, I'm sure that Doug Hawkins was a nightmare, but maybe don't fire your songwriter. Hey, jealousy, she took my heart. There's only one thing I couldn't start. Thank you, I've been great.